Hey everybody, how's it going? Josh here, and today I'm joined by Will and Nick. I'll let them say hi.
What's good?
What's poppin'?
Yeah, so we're back. I think it's episode 3 now. We have a hat trick with Hybrid TV. So that's nice. See how long we can keep this going with so far me and Nick have been the only people. I would say Tim, but Tim wasn't able to join us today to keep the trend going here. So we got Will instead. He swapped out. But speaking of a show that will never win an Emmy or even get a nomination, it'll get a Razzie probably, is Inhumans.
Oh,
so Inhumans formally premieres.
That was a Will
Officially
transition.
premieres. Yeah, I had to do it because Will's here. But anyways, this show is finally premiering. I mean, it's kind of premiered twice already. They had the IMAX viewing.
It's really
and then
sad too.
They show it at Comic-Con, which didn't really help it. You would think, honestly, if I was Marvel, right? Granted, I know there's more at play than what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was Marvel and I aired the show and did not get good reception, you know what I would do? Maybe push it back and fix it. Because like for a show like this, there's more on the line than it just being another show you're making. It's a brand.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally risking the brand by putting out bad products.
I got a theory as to why they're doing what they did. I feel like it's a deliberate choice by Feige to kind of.
He has nothing to do with it, though.
What, for that?
Yeah, he has nothing to do with the TV shows. Isn't
he the one that had to like sign off on them even doing Inhumans as a show in the first place, though?
No,
he doesn't have control over that.
No, Kevin Feige only has the movies. Ike Perlmutter controls the TV.
I feel like there was some sort of exchange that went down.
No, like they're two separate divisions.
To be a movie?
No, it was because Ike wanted to be a movie. He wanted to push that property, but
I think it's more like that.
Split,
like Kevin said no.
Well, no, it's not that. Kevin was gonna do it because at the time Ike was still his boss, so he was like, yeah, "I'll do it, whatever." But then, when they're doing negotiations for Civil War, that's when issues were happening because he didn't want to pay Robert Downey Jr. But Kevin Feige was like, it'd really help the story because we could do Civil War and all that stuff. So that's when like the line was crossed, and then Bob Iger for Disney, who's like, the mouse. You don't mess up. The mouse tells
Mouse
you.
God.
He's Mouse God right now.
Iger.
Prime Minister of Mouse. But he split them in half, and then a part of that, Kevin Feige was like, all right, I'm not doing Inhumans anymore. So that's when Ike was able to do Inhumans. That's the project he wanted to push. But what I'm hoping happens as a result, like, I hope this show's just kind of like, and I feel bad for the actors on the show, really, because they're the real casualties of this, honestly.
Yeah, this is your career.
Yeah, like the actors are the ones that are really going to suffer because people are going to see their face attached to, like, you'll see Scott Buck's name. You might see Ike Perlmutter's name, Jeff Loeb's name, but you're going to see these actors and actresses.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for them in that regard, but I do hope this show just, I guess, either surprisingly is really good after all, or it just crashes and burns. And it causes...
seems like those are its only options.
Yeah, and I hope it causes Disney to pretty much reshuffle at least all the Marvel projects that are supposed to be associated with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, I hope they put them directly under Feige and they appoint a new head of TV for that. Because, like I said before, they're just damaging the brand at this point. They're not... Like, it'd be different if it was disassociated from the MCU, but the fact that it's supposed to be a part of it, I mean, that's a problem. I mean, and that's why people keep complaining is disconnect, because there's no way, like in what's it called, Spider-Man: Homecoming, that's supposed to be like the most recent MCU movie, right? But
no,
they did not.
Well, sort of. It's like 8 months after Civil War.
Yeah, so which is like the most recent one. But
yeah, you're right.
Timeline was, but they don't once ever mention either an Inhuman controversy going on in the world or like. You know what I mean? Like, that's supposed to be a big thing. Governments are getting involved and signing resolutions and shit. But it's never mentioned.
It came up off screen, Josh. God.
I know, but going back to Inhumans, though. So, I think just to show us how unhyped people are for this, for the Inhumans showing, at one theater, there's only 4 tickets bought for it. And all 4 tickets were bought last minute, like within the last hour. which is pretty bad.
Those were either 4 reviewers or that was a small family.
I mean, that's just like people. Like, these are things people are saying about the show. Like, nothing in Inhumans looks as bad as the rubber thing suit. That's what one person said. But that still can't make up for the deeply flawed storytelling filled with plot holes, poorly thought out characters, and lackluster direction.
Yeah, the thing is, because after this, Scott Buck he's not necessarily going to get, like, blackballed in the industry.
He's
always going to...
What are you talking about? He's going to be black. If this tarnishes the Marvel's reputation,
he's going to be known...
He will be blackballed. No one's going to hire him. He's going to be the person that single-handedly ruined Marvel TV. Like, that's what he'll be known for.
I don't want to wish anything horrible on the guy, but he would be known as the guy that messed up Dexter, messed up Netflix for Marvel, and messed up their TV shows.
I mean, I'm not saying I want to do be without a job, but I'm saying he should.
Yeah, but it's going to be hard to get one with all of this behind him.
But my thing is that if he gets blackballed, that's his fault. Like, we shouldn't be like, and this is kind of a testament to movies too. Which I won't talk about too much because this isn't hybrid movies, but like with TV shows, right? We're kind of like we're finally getting good quality TV again, and I think Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff is really helpful because they pretty much let you make your TV show, and that's it. They don't really get involved, so it really allows the creators to do what they want to do for their TV show. While studios will usually get involved and they'll dictate stuff, like editorial mandate, more or less. So that quality is going up because creators are being able to create. But when stuff like this happens, then it makes studios want to intervene. Because then they don't trust creators. So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just Scott Buck. We should just, like, literally, Scott Buck should go down the ladder and build his way back up.
It looks like that's probably what he's going to have to do. I look back at him, and it's like he worked on Everybody Loves Raymond and The Oblongs. I'm like...
And Joey.
Yeah, it's like, dude, this guy has a history of mediocrity. How did you get him... Why did you get him for Dexter?
Yeah.
He ruined Dexter.
Marvel. So what? Yeah, that's what... and I remember watching through Dexter. I do love the show. But I can also admit, most shows take a turn for the worst after Season 5. But... they did some really kind of out there stuff for Dexter, like around the time he got picked up, which I think was like season 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I think Dexter had 8 seasons. One of the worst endings I've ever seen for a television show in my entire life. Sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
If not the worst. I hated it.
Yeah, exactly.
Couple years of my life.
But they ruined the Inhumans brand, though. This brand they've been trying to push for like 3 or 4 years now.
I'd say
it's been a
about
long
3
time.
years. Since what, season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Trying to push the X-Men out, canceling all their comics.
Yeah.
And
now they're slowly bringing the X-Men back, but not to the movies.
Well, how about this?
But...
How about this? So this is the premiere week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Inhumans officially premieres the week of, like, when we're recording.
Was it this week or next week?
It's this one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's this one. So...
okay.
With that in mind, alright, so knowing what we know about the show, here's my questions for you guys. 1, are you guys going to still check in for the premiere, see if they made any last minute changes or anything like that? That's the first one. Second of all, are you going to actually give future episodes a chance? Because obviously it could get better, technically. And then my last question is, where do you think they're going to go from here? Because once it's released once it airs on ABC and it's released for the greater audience, I mean that's
I think
the
it comes out next
line
week.
of defense.
It's 29.
Yeah, I think it's the 29th.
Oh man, I really thought it was this week.
No, but I mean
that's good. Spare me one more week. I could talk about Inhumans.
But like, I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it through around the time of the premiere because I don't think I have anything going on at that time. But I probably will watch all of it just because I do the Marvel Lead podcast. And though I've skipped, I want to say, most or part of a season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I've skipped 2 seasons, and it was like 1 and 3, but I watched 2 and 4. So like I did keep up with it, so I know what happens, and I usually try to tune in for most of their shows. And here's the thing: if the show is good, that means I can sing its praises. But if it's bad, that's like it'll be interesting to kind of actually discuss a pretty prominent L in terms of the Marvel kind of whole overall cinematic universe, aside from Iron Fist.
True. I wish there was honestly like. See,
I don't know
I'm
how
excited.
that got a season 2 either, but I know Scott Buck's not coming back.
What do you mean you don't know how Iron Fist got season 2? It's obvious how he got season 2. I can already listen to the meeting. Should we get a season 2? Yes, we have more material we can use. Alright, cool. Done.
Still, I don't know, that reception. I don't know. I wouldn't jump immediately into it.
Yeah, but the problem is that it still broke records for viewing. And you're
That's
still
true.
gonna. And here's the thing, right? The people that complained about it mostly weren't the fans watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fans complained about it, but they didn't complain about the fact that there was an Iron Fist show. They complained about the writing and stuff like that, and directing.
Yeah.
Not directing, but the direction of the show. So now you fix that, because fans wanted more mysticism and all that stuff. You got someone who literally has a martial arts background as a showrunner, and is a huge Iron Fist fan, and publicly has said he's going to explore more of the mysticism. So, like...
Where they get one of the Into the Badlands guys?
I can't remember his name top of my head, honestly, but I know he's a huge up from Scott Buck. Because, like, Scott Buck definitely focused on family drama, and this was kind of my theory, right? I really think this show would have been better if you focus on the mysticism, you focus on Kunlun, all that stuff, and you ended season 1 with Danny leaving Kunlun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you really can experience that journey with him. Then season 2, have him return to New York. Or you could have him return it like he leaves, goes to New York. That's the end of season 1. Then you have Defenders. Then season 2 is him doing all this stuff with, like, you know, his, like, basically season 1's plot could have been a good Iron Fist season 2, but that really would only work if you already understand Danny, you already understand Danny's journey, and all that stuff. Because season 1 was trying to do all of that. Like, basically season 1 was trying to show us the journey of Danny as, like, him becoming Iron Fist and all that stuff, while at the same time showing him come back to New York and be Danny Rand again. But it's like, it's two competing storylines.
I mean,
it wasn't balanced well at all.
And I know they have to stay in New York for filming all of their Netflix shows, but I mean, you can just say that Kunlun is like a mystic modern city.
You could say it's
And
like
it'd still be
right
New York.
north of New York. Like you take the freeway up, and then it's like
you take the subway.
yeah.
Just go
you,
north.
you know they
Go
did
north,
film,
then you go to Boston. You take
Well,
the
I'm
T.
sure they could pull off. That was one of the things I was disappointed in Defenders. Remember, they kept like talking about the tunnel to Kunlun.
I want to go back to Kunlun.
But then it's like when
Yeah.
you look through it, it's like just like rocks and like nothing. And like what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already know what the segment's called now. We went from talking about Inhumans to Scott Buck.
Why Scott Buck is the worst?
How Scott Buck destroyed the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
How Scott Buck is letting mediocrity live in television.
And will Taika Waititi be the savior that we need? Do you
Well,
guys have a hashtag over here? Like we
Hashtag
do?
Hybrid TV. Ask Hybrid TV.
Yeah, drop questions down below. Ask Hybrid TV if you want to get something answered on the show, or on Twitter too works as well. So
Yeah, we love asking. I almost said we love asking questions. We love answering questions.
asking questions. Yeah.
Asking questions.
Don't forget to ask Hybrid Gang TV, or HGTV as we're known to the cool kids.
Alright, so thanks for watching.
today.
As Nick said, the full episode is on SoundCloud. Every podcast full episode we have is on SoundCloud, so go check it out there if you want to hear the full episode, which hopefully you guys do. Also, leave us comments and questions with hashtag AskHybridTV so we can answer your questions for the next episode. And we'll catch you later.
Bye.